is flat. IRAY has a concept of having a layered ESDF, physically based material. This means I can have many layers of capabilities in here. So in that car paint, we actually have a base coat, the mid coat, the flakes, as well as the top coat. So it's extremely realistic in the result. Now what I'm showing here as far as the rendering goes is this mode right here is interactive. This is the one that's entirely object-based. Then I mouse up. It completes the anti-aliasing, and then after a couple seconds, the entire global illumination kicks in with the photorealistic renderer. We're crossfading, so you don't have that big jar that you normally would have. And the result is very, very clean. You don't really see much of a difference as those models are going back and forth. Or I should say, there's two different rendering modes. There we just switched, and the results are very, very similar. Now this is all possible because of what we're calling MDL. MDL stands for Material Description Library. This is not a shader. This is not a shader language. It is a material description that can be shared amongst different rendering modes, or even entirely different renderers. It's based on IRAY's physically based definition, which gives people a very stable target to hit when they're coming up with their translations to their other renderers. So as I come in here, I can pick a different metal. We can, I don't know, I'll just make it a copper car for now. I hope no one ever does that to Mercedes. But gets the point across. That's just too ugly. I gotta change it in the past. There we go. That's a little better. Let me load up, to give you an idea of the material differences, let me load up a scene that is entirely, give you a lot of materials to play with right away. For those of you who've known our rendering in the past, Mental Ray, for example, we had a shading language called Meta-SL. Meta-SL was designed to go from Mental Ray to real-time shaders in order to handshake those two. It didn't go beyond that. That's about all it did. It approximated the Mental Ray with what could happen in GLSL or HLSL. This allows you to go to any type of renderer you want to. And we're getting a lot of interest from other people for how to possibly support this. Now, 1 second here. The red color is telling me that my rendering is too large. And so I want to knock that down. We usually work on much larger displays than we have right here today. So MDL itself, like I said, is a major new feature. It is coming in with the ability. One very important thing is if I click on one of these, I view here the application simply reports back what information is coming through. It simply echoes what it sees. This information here was defined by the material artist. So if I come over here and click on the different ones, they have different levels of parameters coming back to them. That's because the material artist decided that he was only going to expose those certain parameters, and then he hid the rest. So we have different levels. We have the system integrator who integrates IRAY. He then has the entire APIs available to him or her. The material artist can then mix and match all the ways that materials can be used, and then the actual end user can simply assign and edit the materials as he wishes quite easily. So an entire family of renderers working together interactively with a new material model. Okay, I gotta keep going here because we have to move quickly.